What's going on, guys? Hope we're all okay. Well, it wasn't really good last night, was it? A 0-0 draw for England, their second group stage game against Ghana. An overall pretty poor performance compared to the 4-2 game against Croatia, where I actually thought we played quite well. I think England in international football sometimes can be a little bit more pragmatic, a little slow in their build-up play when it comes to ending games. On the Southgate, it tends to be we get a goal, sit, we won't push on, and I felt like against Croatia in the first game, that wasn't the case. We showcased some really good attacking intent, attacking quality. A little bit questionable in defence, but I think that's something you can wisen up across the stages of a tournament. But yeah, last night it just really wasn't a great performance. I mean, all we have to do is look at that. 3 shots on target. I think the first shot on target came in around maybe the 70th minute. Ghana came into the game, they played a low block. I think they actually said at half time, the England assistant manager, that they sat 12 yards deeper than they were expecting. So the first half was then kind of a write-off because they set up in a way that England were expecting. The system, the lineup didn't kind of correlate to what they were thinking Ghana were going to do. They've sat a bit deeper. So then you go, okay, at half time, we've got to change something. And nothing changed. I mean, again, you go back, the first substitution was in the 65th minute, which I thought was a bit too late. I thought even before the hour mark there to be a change. I thought Saka and O'Reilly, when they both came on, did really well. Obviously, Saka had a good chance. It was a good save from the Ghana goalkeeper. And O'Reilly hit the bar with the head of the yard. I think O'Reilly and Saka could both start in the next game against Panama. I thought they were really positive when they came on. But these were the next two that I didn't quite understand, were Rodgers and Eze. I don't think Bellingham had the greatest game ever. I thought Anderson played really well. He's obviously gone for 2 more attacking plays in Rodgers and Eze. I don't understand why Rashford didn't come on any earlier, because I thought against Croatia, obviously scored the 4th goal. And in a game that, towards the last 10 minutes, was slightly more open in places, you need someone a little bit quicker on the wings who can exploit the space with his pace. And Rodgers didn't quite do that. I think Rodgers was playing in the 10 with Eze in behind. And against Madueke on the one wing, and I thought when he switched out to the left, he played slightly better, but I just didn't think he really cut it last night. So I didn't understand why Rashford didn't come on a lot earlier, because I did think when he came on, the game was slightly more stretchy and we had a bit more joy down the left-hand side, but we didn't have a lot of joy down there, because I think Gordon and Spence really struggled to combine and create anything, which was one of our main problems. Reece James couldn't find anything with the crosses he was putting in, and yeah, it just really wasn't working. I think Anthony Gordon's been really poor in the 2 games that we've done so far. I was looking forward to him because I thought in the warm-up game against Costa Rica, I thought he played really well. He used his qualities in terms of getting the ball and beating the man, because he's quick enough to do that, but he hasn't seemed to find his feet yet. So I can see both flanks getting changed for the Panama game. And I think it has to. I think, unfortunately, yes, Ghana have come out and they've played a low block. They've defended for their lives. They've come out effectively for a draw, and they've got the draw. They've actually played really well. Maybe quite lucky to not, unlucky to not have a penalty as well. But at the end of the day, the best teams always find their way to win. And, teams like Cape Verde and the DR Congo, who we might face in a round of 32, are going to be looking at this game and going, well, if we can just sit back and defend really well, they're struggling to break teams down in Ghana, and potentially, it depends what Panama do, it could be 2 cases of the same. Hopefully we manage to beat Panama and we change a few things, and we can, if they sit back and defend, we can break it down. But we need to be able to have a plan B. I think against Croatia, playing into our hands really well. I think when you have such good attacking talent and players like Rice and Anderson and Bellingham that can kind of feed the ball through for your attacking plays, you're going to have joy when the game's more open against other teams that want to come out and play and win the game. And obviously Ghana didn't want to do that. They sat back and the game plan worked really well, and we really struggled. So I think something's really got to change. Like I said, a Cape Verde or a DR Congo, I'm going to look at this game and go, if we can sit back and nil and take it extra time potentially for penalties is anyone's game. And the last thing England need, especially after there's been such huge criticism under Southgate in the way he's approached major tournaments, even though he's made 2 finals and a semi-final of the World Cup in 2018, for Tuchel to get a early knockout, I think would be quite disastrous for English football in terms of, well, what can we do? They've brought a manager in to do the thing that Southgate couldn't, which was win a major final. I think we've got to make sure we get there first. So, look, again, people are always very reactionary when it comes to losing games. England fans and the English media are very reactionary. This was a really good performance from Ghana. It wasn't the greatest from England, but we showed against Croatia what we can do. And we just got to make sure we stick to that, because that's our strengths. And if we come up against a Mexico, an Argentina, a Spain, there's absolutely the chance that they've got more talent, so we're going to be a bit more switched on, a bit more streetwise in our play, but it suits us more. So even though that we're playing against a better opposition, I think we'll fare better. We just need to make sure that we don't play the same against Panama, depending on what they want to do. Panama need to win to have any chance of getting into the round of 32 from the third place playoff team. So I think luckily we're not going to have the case where they're going to sit back and play for a point, because they can't afford to, as they're currently on 0 points, as you can see. Actually, no, I'm not quite sure it works. So I think on the head-to-head, if Panama beat, let's say Panama beat us, they'd still beat Croatia, beat them, and Ghana beat them, so they wouldn't get in anyway. So Panama are out, I believe, and won't have anything to play for. So I don't know how that'll affect the game, but we need to make sure that however Panama come and sit out, it doesn't affect us, because we can't afford again to set up a way. They've played a different way. The first half is a complete waste, because I did think it was a bit of a shock. The players didn't really know how to break them down. I thought in the first half we were okay. It was boring. But we had a few little sniffs. We had a few little chances where we had some nice link-up play, and nothing came from it. And I thought actually in the second half, apart from that last 10 minutes, where obviously Kane missed that sitter, O'Reilly hit the bar, Saka had a good chance. Gahey, I think it was, had a header blocked off the line. I thought the second half was actually a better show from Ghana in terms of an attacking output. Like I said, they were very unlucky not to have a penalty. They had a few chances where they were through on goal. From the counter-attacking aspect, that's something we've got to look out against these lesser ranked nations that aren't exactly going to be playing attacking free-flowing football the whole game, because we obviously haven't found a way to counteract it yet, but we've got a few days in training. Tuchel's the top manager. He's won the Champions League with Chelsea, won plenty of trophies, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. And again, if you look at history, England always draw a game in their group stage games. I think it's always tends to be the second game as well. We drew against the USA at the last World Cup. We drew against Scotland in the Euros. I think actually in the year we won it in '66, we drew in the group stages. So it's nothing to worry about. It's not an alarming situation. It's one game off. I think if there's no improvement against Panama, do we then, in going into the knockout round, have to have a little bit of panic depending on who we're playing? I don't know, but that's a bridge to cross when we come to it. So hopefully next time I see you, we'll have 7 points. We'll be top of the group, and we'll know who we're playing in the round of 32, which I believe will be next Wednesday, the 1st of July. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you stay safe. Warm weekend. Make sure you put your sun cream on, because it's going to be really hot. See you later, guys. Come on, England!